Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Hope that you can hear me. Hope that you can see the slides. If you're in, if you could just let us know, would really appreciate that. As always, welcome to Paul's Monday Market Update number 214 for Monday, the 9th of February 2026. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a good weekend. I certainly have, which basically consisted of England winning the Six Nations, United winning and Liverpool losing. So it was pretty much a trifecta of great results for me there. Okay, so that sets us off for a good start to the week ahead. But wherever you are, hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you're ready for what is going to be an interesting week, another interesting week in the interesting year that we find ourselves here in 2026. If you are joining us for the first time, the Monday Market Update is just that. It is me flying through as much as I can possibly share with you over the next 25-30 minutes, looking at strength and weakness within FX indices and commodities markets, having a look at some charts of interest, okay, that you might want to add to your watch list, and then also basically a look at the live markets. It is not a signal service. It's not trade recommendations. It is me sharing what I'm looking at, which you may wish to add to your watch list as well. As always, you are very welcome here, but just remember you're always responsible for your own trading decisions. And if you want a bit of help and support in your own trading journey, you can join the VTP Trader Accountability Group. Doesn't really matter what you trade or how you trade. It's all about building discipline, accountability, and consistency in your trading endeavors. You can either ping me if you've got questions, or you can use the bit.ly code or that QR code there. It'll take you towards where there's some more information. And then there's obviously a bit of a car theme this week. Okay, this is race. So Ferrari, this is the sort of US listing of it, weekly chart. And once again, okay, as you can see here, had been in a really nice weekly trend. There's a nice bull flag there. Okay, it's just part of the weekly chart. Very scrappy, scruffy one. I think people would have struggled to trade that. But then invariably, what we do is we got into a block at $400, and we were kind of, as you can see, probably in this range, $400 to $500 for the last 2 years. Every time it got up to 500, okay, area, we could see that it basically real resistance there, isn't it? Just not interested in going any higher, and that, for those people who actively trade, okay, you will have options on equities, okay. There was kind of, there was a put trade, a beautiful put trade there, wasn't it? Just to do that. But then equally, what we did see is, as I said, we had kind of support at 400 until we didn't, until that kind of bear flag broke. And now look where we are. Okay. So realistically, over the last 6 months, we've gone from like $500 to sort of, we're trading there at what's that, $333. That's a significant drop. Now, as I said, I am not a petrol head, but my friends are, and I will watch a bit of Formula One, and you have to wonder, is this also a reflection of their basically, is this a reflection of the market for their let's say their high end cars? I always think there's a market for those high end cars, but I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. Is this a case of basically, like we just spoke about with Ford? Is that Ferrari they're kind of they're a legacy automaker, and this drop is a reflection of how well or how poorly they are transitioning across to EVs, all right, in terms of both I'd say the macro and the micro being their own kind of transition, but also the bigger macro pictures we talked about. So, once again, all right, it is going to be a case of, I'll be looking at this is sort of, for the numbers, okay, because their numbers coming out tomorrow before the market. I'd be looking at that in a case of kind of any indication of sort of softening demand or kind of compression of margins. That what I suspect would weigh heavily on the share price. Okay, so watch to see how they react after the news tomorrow.